So, like I said, Thursday. Thursday was the snow day. I attached it a video. The video was the 30, 60, 90. And then there was 3 problems I didn't do that I want you to give a try. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. If you haven't done these 3, I would do them with me now. And then we'll kind of go from there. Now, we've been looking at 2 different types of right triangles. So the right triangles are set up as kind of here. Those are the right triangle setups. So the leg of the 45-45s are always going to match. Those are the ones we did earlier on. The hypotenuse is whatever the leg is times the square root of 2. Now, the 30-60s have a different setup. The 30-60s, you're always going to want to go for the short leg. So the short leg is x. The hypotenuse then is twice as big. So whatever the short leg is, you're just going to double it. Then you'll have to go back to the short leg. The long leg is times the square root of 3. Times the square root of 3. So that's the set. That's the set. So this guy. I gave you the short leg, which makes this one of the easier ones. Because if I give you the short leg, that's what everything's based off. So short leg to hypotenuse, you're going to multiply by 2. You're just going to double. Well, if this is 9 over 2, and remember, anytime you're multiplying, it just goes on top. So put 2 on top. But then the 2's just cancel. So 9 over 2 times 2 is just going to be 9. So my hypotenuse in this case is 9. Now make sure when you're actually writing the answers, put the answers kind of on the triangle, so that way I know exactly which one is which. Put them on the triangle. Worksheets? I gave this one out Wednesday. Okay.
I was up for the weekend.
Anybody else need this one from Wednesday?
We didn't have school Friday.
That's the 45.
Last Friday. But they didn't have school.
Yeah.
I came up today.
Wednesday.
Or you Sunday. We had school Sunday.
Wherever you're located, by house up.
No.
Now we're going to go back to the short leg.
Oh, bro, I use that one.
Short leg to long leg. Short leg to long leg is times the square root of 3. That's the setup. That's the formula. The formula is a picture, but it's still a formula. So we're going to multiply by the square root of 3. Now, like I said, if you're multiplying, it just goes on top. So 9 times the square root of 3 over 2. I can't reduce that. It is what it is. So that one's actually pretty easy. Now, if the 9 would have been something like a 10, then yeah, maybe I could have reduced it. But that was it on that guy. So that was number 8. So if I give you the short leg, double it to get to the hypotenuse, times by the square root of 3 to get to the long leg. So that was number 8. Number 9 was the next one. It was pretty much just like this one. In fact, even easier to this one. So let's go to number 9. So 9, again, I give you the short leg, which are the easiest ones to do. Because short leg to hypotenuse is just times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. That's easy. Short leg to long leg is times by the square root of 3. Well, 2 times the square root of 3, I can't do anything with that. So that's the answer. 2 square roots of 3. So like I said, it was even easier because there was no fraction in the first place. Now the next one I'm doing is one of the trickier ones. It's a bit tricky. So let's look at the next one. It was number 12. It was the last one on the page. So number 12. Now number 12, I gave you long leg. always find the short leg first. So this time I've got to backtrack. And when I backtrack, I'm going from here to here, and I have to divide by the square root of 3. Because I'm going to something small, so I'm backtracking. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm going to kind of write it off to the side. If you're dividing, write the fraction with the square root of 3 on the bottom. Because division is just a fraction. Now we did ones like this, it seems like forever ago, when I reviewed multiplying and dividing by radicals. And even though, yes, this is right, it's not completed, it's not considered simplified because I can't leave the radical in the bottom. So does anybody remember what I need to do to fix that? So you're going to multiply top and bottom by that radical. So multiply top and bottom by radical 3. Because what that does is it gets rid of the radical on the bottom. So the top just becomes 5 radical 3. The bottom is just 3. Now, if the 5 and 3 would reduce, you would need to do that, but in this case it doesn't. So that's my answer. 5 radical 3 over 3. That's my answer. So that's what makes that one a little bit trickier. Because I can't just leave 5 divided by radical 3, I've got to fix it. Now, here's the plan. There's 2 different worksheets that should be done. If they're not done, you need to really watch the videos for them first before you start to do the graded worksheet. So instead of doing a quiz on this, I'm doing a graded worksheet. Because this has been so broken apart with all the snow days and everything else, it would be very hard to get ready for a quiz, I think. I think I would have to just end up reteaching everything. So this worksheet is a graded worksheet. But like I said, you really shouldn't try to do this one until the other 2 are done. And then I would use the other 2 to help you on this one. Now today I'm allowing time the rest of the period for you to work on this, but it's not actually due till Wednesday. So if you don't get it done today, that's okay. You can still work on it up till Wednesday. Hopefully, since it's a worksheet that you can ask questions, I can check things, I can tell you if you need to fix things. Hopefully everybody can get an A or B on it. Because I'm not making it a quiz. Because you can ask questions. So that's this worksheet here. That's this worksheet. The front of the worksheet, let me switch to that real quick. So the front. Let's close it. Okay, so the front of the worksheet, you'll notice the front are all your 45, 45, 90s. That was the first one we did. Remember on your 45, 45, 90s, the legs are the same. The hypotenuse is leg times the square root of 2. Now, some of these will go super quick. Others of them will take a little bit more time. So that's the front. That's the front. The front uses the top picture over there. The back is what we just did on Thursday. So the back are your 30, 60, 90s. So you've got to look to see what side I gave you. Always find the short side first. So if I didn't give you the short side, you're going to have to divide to get the short side. If it's hypotenuse, the short side is divided by 2. If it's long leg, the short side is divided by square root of 3. Once you know the short side, find the other side. So that's what 7 through 12 is. So this worksheet is going to be worth 24 points. Just like a quiz, but I'm not making it a quiz. It's a graded worksheet. So the other 2 worksheets have handy. I'm going to kind of walk around, mark who has those done, so I can get this put in the grade book. If you have questions on this one, feel free to ask. And